Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Max Verstappen's awful starts in 2026, as well as Ferrari's view on further changes to the start procedure. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and X at James's Pit Lane. I'll leave links in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Max Verstappen, and as we know, he's had a very difficult start to 2026. In Melbourne during qualifying, he crashed in Q1, meaning he started the Melbourne Grand Prix from the back of the grid. Then in China, he scored no points in the sprint, and then during the Grand Prix, he ended up retiring early from the race. Red Bull were just nowhere during the Chinese Grand Prix weekend. And what's making things worse for Verstappen is his race starts. Now, as we know, the start procedure is a lot harder in 2026. With the removal of the MGUH from the power unit, it takes longer to spin up the turbo. And on top of that, they must make sure that they harvest enough energy on the formation lap to have good acceleration off the line. But this is something Verstappen has failed to do since Melbourne, and we saw this especially in China. In both the sprint race and the Grand Prix, Verstappen's starts were terrible and he dropped multiple positions. Now, following his slow getaway in Australia, Verstappen cited no battery as the cause, and the problem wasn't fixed in time for Shanghai, as the opening lap of the sprint saw Verstappen drop all the way down into 15th from 8th, showing a significant weakness at Red Bull at the moment. And when the poor sprint start was put to Verstappen and the cause behind it, Verstappen said, as quoted by motorsport.com, "Honestly, I didn't even ask. They said they would fix it, so I hope that it will be fixed for tomorrow. Helps a bit to stay in position instead of starting the race from P20. But it wasn't fixed for Sunday. For the Grand Prix, Verstappen qualified in 8th, but by lap 2, Verstappen was down in 11th. And when pressed further on a third consecutive bad start, Verstappen said, as quoted by motorsport.com, "Here the two problems were the same. I just have no power. As soon as I release the clutch, the engine is not there." So yeah, Verstappen really struggling with starts at the moment, but one team that is really good with starts is Ferrari. They've got a smaller turbo in 2026, so it takes less time to spin up their turbo, and their launches have been really good off the line. This season we have seen the Ferraris take the lead on the opening lap despite not being on the front row in qualifying. However, other teams have been struggling, and with getaways from the line more complicated this year, a 5-second pre-start procedure was introduced ahead of the season's opening race. However, after a wide variation in car starts through the field in Melbourne, George Russell suggested that another tweak to the rules was needed and implied that Ferrari were being selfish by blocking further change. However, following the introduction of that pre-start, Ferrari team boss Frederick Vasseur feels enough is enough now when it comes to changing the start procedure. And Vasseur said he felt Ferrari had already compromised in that area enough, with him saying, as quoted by Sky F1, "We already changed massively the rule of the start with the 5-second story. 1 year ago I went to the FIA, I raised the hand on the starting procedure to say, guys, it will be difficult. The reply was clear, that we have to design the car fitting with the regulation and not to change the regulation fitting with the car. We designed the car fitting with the regulation. The change of the 5 seconds, the blue light story didn't help us at all. But I think at one stage, enough is enough." And asked if the case was now closed, he replied, "For me, yes." Now, I personally agree with Vasseur. Ferrari have done really well when it comes to starts this year. It's clearly their advantage, and changes have already been made to the start procedure. I don't think it'd be fair to Ferrari to change any more. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.